think that settlers would have treated the River of Grass with great respect, but they didn't. In the 1950s, Florida underwent a growth spurt that made the state nearly unrecognizable.
The state was changing so rapidly that it was hard to believe. As Bob Graham, Governor Graham, has often said, the combination of Social Security, air conditioning, and low-cost air travel completely changed Florida forever. And of course, the drainage of the Everglades system opened millions of acres of land for farming and housing.
Yes, instead of nurturing the Everglades, developers got the okay to drain many thousand acres of the swamp. That created dry land to build homes for the influx of people moving here, and for the farmers and cattlemen who needed vast acres of land for their crops and livestock. That was just one of many assaults on the Everglades by people who didn't understand the consequences of their actions. The Army Corps of Engineers was the agency at the heart of many of the projects, including the massive rerouting of the Kissimmee River, which is north of Lake Okeechobee.
The owners of land on the upstream lakes in the Kissimmee chain of lakes persuaded their congressional representatives, who found a more than willing Corps of Engineers, to maintain the water levels in those lakes at certain levels so they could launch their boats and never have to worry that too much water would go up on their lawns if they built their houses close to the lakes.
How did they manage to do it? Engineers would first have to create a system of dikes and canals to rechannel the sprawling Kissimmee River.
Here you had the winding, meandering Kissimmee River. Why not dredge a straight line right through it and dump that water into Lake Okeechobee?
It seemed like a good plan at the time, but no one took into account what would happen downstream during heavy rains. Rather than spreading the rainwater through a wide area around the winding Kissimmee River, the water rushed down its straight new path directly into Lake Okeechobee. All that water threatened to spill over the dike, which was built in 1928.
It's built out of sand. It leaks. If you get too much water in Lake Okeechobee, the dike could fail. It almost failed 5 years ago. It came within an inch of failing. It would have killed thousands of people between Canal Point and Clewiston.
But straightening the Kissimmee River also had a devastating effect on the birds and animals living there. It wiped out the plant life and changed the water levels necessary for their survival.
So we're living in an environmental disaster that was not fully understood or comprehended at the time.
And that disaster extended to the vast areas south of Lake Okeechobee as flood control became a priority with more and more people moving into South Florida.